The reason why I joined FOPSCo, the Filipino Online Professional Services Cooperative, is because I believe that this is a cooperative that all Filipino online professionals own, control, and manage.
So, the reason kaya po ako sumali sa FOPSCo, kailangan natin ng isang sistema at isang samahan na makakatulong sa bawat isa.
This cooperative is a group na pwede silang sumama para mas magabayan sila sa kanilang freelancing journey.
Ako sumali dihan sa FOPSCo kasi para makabuligak sa ato kapwa mga freelancers, and ito talaga ang passion and my mission.
I joined FOPSCo kasi for me, lahat ng ginagawa ko sa FOPSCo is a privilege ko siya tinitignan eh. Kasi once in a lifetime in history na bigyan ka ng chance na mag-contribute.
Stepping stone na rin to para maabot yung goal
ko. The vision of the organization aligns with my personal vision, which is to develop and nurture an organization within Zamboanga City that provides much needed support for our online workers.
I joined FOPSCo because the people I've met have the same values, vision, and mission as mine, and that is to provide assistance to those who would like to jumpstart their career as a freelancer.
One of the reasons why I joined FOPSCo is because as a freelancer, I think it's important for us to have access to training, whether free or paid.
Wanted our individual reputations to have a collective reputation for excellence.
I wanted to be part of an organization that would be a pioneer group of individuals who will be working to promote online freelancing here in the Philippines.
The reason why I joined this organization is that I saw their mission and vision towards helping all Filipino freelancers.
I choose FOPSCo because we learn and grow as a community to help also others.
I feel more safe and secure knowing that my knowledge and skills will only come from the most renowned and experienced online freelancers and raketeras here in the Philippines.
I joined FOPSCo because I saw the potential growth is not just reaching one's goals and being successful, but there is camaraderie.
I am very inspired with their achievements and advocacy in promoting and helping Filipino freelancers.
Want to learn FOPSCO because of two things. Number one, I want to help freelancers to get a job. And number two, I want to learn more from you.
I hope that here we will all grow together.
We grow together.
That's a big, big yes. We are really growing together. And now, hello and welcome to our webinar series tonight entitled Digital Trends 2021. Every single online professionals needs to know. Again, this training is for our FOPSCo members, DICT graduates, and aspirant freelancers who want to develop, upskill, and explore more about freelancing or online professionals industry. Of course, this webinar series will not be successful without the collaboration of FOPSCo Media and the FOPSCO, or the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative. I'm Charlene Del Rosario, and I'll be your moderator for tonight. Let me just remind you of our house rules. Please put your phone on silence mode. Mute unnecessary noise that can interfere our webinar. Respect one another here. And we are mature enough to know what's right and wrong. And of course, we are seeking for your active participation. Let me just remind you that our Q&A will follow after the discussion of our speaker. And of course, let me introduce to you our speaker for tonight. He is Mr. Dennis Paguio, and he started working online in 2018 after he graduated from RIS, or the Rural Impact Sourcing Technical Training, now the DigitalJobsPH program of the ICT, or the Department of Information and Communication Technology. To elevate his skills and to get more opportunities online, he took up numerous certification courses to be a certified digital marketer in HubSpot Academy, Digital Marketer, Udemy, and e-commerce training, to name a few. Mr. Dennis Paguio seeks the purpose and the value of learning passionately in everything he does. He is also a freelance review and language instructor at CEVAS Review Center at Alabang since January of 2019, and a civil service professional passer. He was invited to become an independent trainer for the Department of Information Communications Technology, or the DICT, and enabled him to travel in rural areas of the Philippines in 2019. Since then, he had been invited to be a resource person to both online and offline forums, events, and speaking engagements to support and promote the FOPSCo, or the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative, whom he is a founding member and now a member of the board. And with his passion for learning and teaching, he founded and created the FOPSCo Academy and FOPSCo Media to help the FOPSCo members, the ICT graduates, and the aspirant freelancers to develop, upskill, and explore more about the freelancing industry. This is how he is paying it forward by growing together as a community. Are you an online professional looking for the latest digital insights? You want to get updated, but you get overwhelmed by the information on the internet? Then this webinar is definitely an advantage for you. Learn the newer tactics in the digital industry with Dennis to help you stay at the forefront. Join us tonight via Facebook Live. And let us all welcome Mr. Dennis Paguio. Sir Dennis.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Cha. Grabe naman. Walang hingahan yung pag-introduce mo sa akin na. Thank you for helping the FOPSCo Academy to make this possible. And of course, talagang all the way, lagi ka namin maasahan. I know there are challenges when it comes to our internet connectivity, but then show must go on. And with that, let me call on CJ. CJ, ready na ba tayo? Kasi ako ready na. Thank you for that wonderful and warm welcome and introduction, Ms. Cha. So
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I hope yung mga nanonood, ready na rin sila because I am excited na talaga ma-share yung mga latest na data report when it comes to digital trends. So with that, please give me an access to share for the screen. All right. Thank you for that. So let's start. Thank you for that. And let me share my screen. Kindly acknowledge Ms. Cha kung may nakikita sa screen.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get it on. So by the way, I'm Dennis P. Paguio. Of course, I always provide insightful ideas. That's what I'm doing tonight. And yun ang i-share ko sa inyo ngayon. So I am a certified digital marketer and I am also a digital tourism consultant because I advocate travel and local tourist spots here in the Philippines, of course, and one of the co-founder of the FOPSCo, or the Filipino Online Professionals. And I co-founded the FOPSCo Media and the Academy. So I am also a DICT trainer and / assessor. So let me just start with my presentation. All right, so with that, what are we going to expect for tonight? So there are 4 expectations. That would be first, yung part 1 natin would be about the top 10 digital trends globally. And then the part 2 will be about the full data report for the Philippines. And then the part 3 would be the recommendation and takeaways that I can share and I can give to all of us, especially if you are an online professional. So with that, let's start with the part 1. So as I've said, we are going to tackle about the 10 digital trends. So we are going to start from 10, going to number 1. So top 10 digital trends. Number 10, strong growth in social media ad reach. So mas lalong lumakas yung social media. Specifically here, what you can see is the Instagram advertising audience overview. So there's a jump when it comes to the number of active users na bagong sign up when it comes to Instagram. This is the report from the We Are Social and Hootsuite, so our partner to this particular survey. And this survey was conducted on the first quarter of this 2021. As you can see, April. Usually they conduct the survey from the first quarter, which is from January, February, and March. And then the result of that particular survey, lalabas siya ng April 21. This year, April 2021 rather. So that is why mainit-init pa talaga tong report na to. Alright? So as I've said, Instagram would be one of the social media na talagang patok na patok ngayon. Mas tumaas pa siya. And then another one for that, an increase of 5.4% to the active Instagram na potential audience natin. That would be a new reach. Ito yung bago nating pwedeng ma-reach when it comes to our social media platform. Okay, for this particular part, not only in Instagram, meron din pong increase when it comes to the Snapchat. I know some of you kasi Snapchat is more on the millennial ones, but then yung mga titas and titos natin dyan, not really particular what is Snapchat, but then an increase of 30 million active users for the first quarter of 2021. All right. So another one is yung Twitter din. There's an increase of 43 million. So that is 12.1% of potential audience na dapat nating nire-reach when it comes to our agency, when it comes to our platform na meron tayo when it comes to social media. All right. So for the number 9, there is a 4 out of 5 and 30 user still uses email. The purpose of this one, akala kasi nila because we are using the social media, they are thinking na ang email na hindi na magiging patok because yung ating email hindi na masyadong gagamitin kasi nga mas patok or mas ginagamit ang social media. But we are wrong because according to this survey, only Japan and China yung nag-below 75% na gumagamit ng email because above 75%, kumbaga outside Japan and China, lahat yon talagang patok or talagang ginagamit pa rin yung email. Maybe because we are pushed na mag-online or one of our way of submitting our projects, submitting our reports is through email. And because our online education, yun yung nangyari sa atin, we are pushed na magkaroon ng online teaching and nagkaroon tayo ng education through online. So may mga hybrid, asynchronous, those are the things na nagbigay ng way bakit tumaas pa yung ating web-based email. And as you can see on the screen, although what you can see is the light blue and the blue ones, male and female, but then the age bracket, kahit na babae siya or lalaki, or at the same time, yung age nila kahit na medyo young professional, student, and then the others are old ones, pero hindi sila nagkakalayo. The main reason is that lahat sila gumagamit pa rin email. Alright? So patok yung email kahit na patok pa rin yung ating social media. Okay, for the next one, for the top number 8, half of the world's internet users now watch vlogs or video blogs. So the reason of this one is that, of course, because of this pandemic, ang nagbigay aliw sa atin is manood ng video. So vlog reach 150 million more people today than they just did about 2 years ago. So yung vlogs talaga, and I know that the video content that we are watching anywhere sa atin sa internet, it gives us the entertainment and it's more engaging pagdating sa ating pinapanood because people are visual and wala ka naman gagawin. You just have to watch for it or bahala ka mag-browse kung ano gusto mo panoorin. What matter is that video is more engaging lalo na kapag yung interest mo, your likes and hobbies are within or aligned in that particular video that you are watching. So as you can see here, vlogs reach 150 million more people. Kumbaga, ang daming niyang na-reach, ang daming nagiging mahilig manood ng videos. So with that, when it comes to this part, there are 1 in 7 internet users visit blogs when looking for an information. That is the reason why nanonood muna sila ng blogs bago sila ma-encourage na bumili ng isang product, because that is one way of review, or pinapanood muna nila yung mga review ng influencers, at the same time yung mga recommendations ng mga nagbablog mismo. And yes, it helps when it comes to finding the right brand and the right product that we are going to use. As you can see, for our number 7, updated active user figures for TikTok. Although we have almost 2 billion users na nag-upload, or nag-download ng TikTok, but hindi lahat yun active. So the active ones are 732 million active users worldwide. So yan yung active users na meron tayo as of this first quarter of 2021. So as you can see, it's almost 800 million. But for the main reason of this one is bakit 2 billion nag-download pero 732 lang active? Because not all of them are actually performing and using the features of TikTok. Some of them, or most of them, are just watching, or just they're just looking for something doon sa TikTok just to be entertained, and at the same time may konting challenge din kasi when it comes to TikTok. We have that privacy issue because TikTok is of course from China and sila yung may gawa niyan. Okay, so as you can see here, out of 732 million, 58 million are combined. When we say combined TikTok, meron ka ng TikTok mismo na pangalan at saka meron ka natawag na Tuyen. Pag sinabing Tuyen, that is the Chinese name na TikTok when it comes to China. So for the latest, for as of March 2021, 58 yung merong combined. May dalawang app na magkasama, but then they are using it both. Okay, so for our number 6, the rise of voice search continues. So nagiging patok na yung mga voice recognition, voice prompt, or mga voice na application, or yung mga mismong, yun lang yung ginagamit. Okay? Such as, I think mas patok ngayon yung yung if you heard about Clubhouse, that is the new social media darling, yung nagiging patok siya ngayon. Why? Hindi ka pwede mag-text doon, hindi ka pwede itong mag-video, voice lang siya. Nakaka-join ko lang siya. Before, it was just exclusively for the iOS users. But then, as of late or last week ng May, kaka-implement lang ng Clubhouse sa mga Android users. And the purpose of that Clubhouse is it's a speaking engagement. Anything that has something to do with your interests, with your hobbies, then you may join there and then join ka sa channel nila. But prior of joining that, kailangan na-invite ko muna ng one of the members ng isa sa mga Clubhouse para makapag-join ka sa kanilang channel. And join ka lang doon, makikinig ka. It's actually 24/7, gumagana siya. Some people are actually using it kasi ginagawa nilang radio. And then anything na may kinalaman sa interest mo, it could be about your skills that you are in or your position that you have, about social media or digital marketing or about website, crypto, kahit anong mga channels meron doon. It's up to you what you are going to join with that particular channel. Okay? So Clubhouse is something what we are going to watch out kasi nga talagang patok na itong mga voice search. Okay, as you can see the screen also, for the use of the voice search, worldwide, the average will be 46 or 46.9%. But then, ang nangunguna dyan ay India. No wonder because India is one of the most populated na country and talaga lang, teke din talaga yung country ng India. Okay? So China is the next one, but then when it comes to the population, China is number 1 when it comes to population. And then China is almost 1.4 billion population around the globe as of the latest report of May 2021. Okay, so patok yung mga voice recognition. So saan nga ba natin ginagamit yung mga voice search na yan? It can be the interfaces that I'm going to share later. But then 60 million people started using voice interfaces in the last 3 months of 2020. Ano-ano nga ba yun? So of course, kalimitan ng mga voice recognition na yun would be coming from the mobiles. So ginagamit natin siya. So sometimes we just have to use the voice prompt and then just to search for something, or kahit si Siri, patok na naman siya kahit before, pero mas lalo siya naging uso on our time or this first quarter of 2021. Okay, so for number 5, most social media audiences overlap. So ibig sabihin, yung mga social media, ibig sabihin, nag-try na yung mga tao na gumamit ng iba't ibang klaseng social media platforms. So nagkakaroon ng overlapping. So when you see overlapping, that particular person is also present in Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and WhatsApp or Messenger. So lahat yun, present na yung ating mga na-survey. Okay, with the social, we are social and also the whole suite. So with this part, as you can see, 99% of adult social media users outside China uses at least 2 social media platforms. So that's the minimum usage or platform that we use, especially if we are outside China. So of course, bawal na bawal lang pa ang Facebook sa China. But then with this, ang basis ng kanilang survey is outside China, 2 ang kalimitang ginagamit or meron ng isang tao. Alright? So this is worldwide, ha? Worldwide, global muna yung usapan natin. We are not yet on the part ng full data report when it comes to the Philippines. So on many of the top social media platforms, just 1 in every 1,000 users is unique. So bihira yung isang tao tapos isang social media platform lang ang ginagamit niya. So that is a ratio of 1:1,000. That is yung ratio. So with that, the main takeaway of that particular survey result would be brands don't need to be on all social media platforms. So hindi na kailangan na yung brand mo. For example, you have an agency or you have a business. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be present in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what else? LinkedIn, so Pinterest, kahit isa lang. Okay, there's no need for you to have an overlapping or an online presence across all of those social media platforms. But then, there is a main purpose kung bakit tayo nagsasign up sa mga certain social media platforms, because may mga kanya-kanyang specialty. Or for example, in YouTube, that is a platform for video. For Instagram, that is just for travel, for food, and beautiful pictures, images, stunning graphics, mga ganun siya. Yung kasing platform na ginawa siya. And then when it comes to LinkedIn, that would be for the business-to-business purpose. That is somewhat professional resume that we can use. But then when it comes to Twitter, somewhat it is social listening, masyado maingay. Gossips, scandals, what else for the Twitter? Something na yung pinagkakaguluhan, the latest trend. Okay, so but then, hindi na nire-recommend with this survey that we have, or we have gotten from the We Are Social, ang nire-recommend dito yung brand mo, hindi kailangan present sa lahat ng yun. Kahit isa lang, it's okay. Because as you can see on the illustration, lahat siya meron. Okay? So, meron ka lang probability of 1:1,000, as you can see. So, the number 4 would be more people follow brands than influencer. This is something that we should consider. So, hindi na ngayon uso na kailangan artista nag-endorse or some influencers. Kasi ang tao ngayon mas matalino na. Why? Because they are going to make sure that before they buy a particular product or a particular service to avail, they're gonna make sure that they have asked their friends, their family, or other people saying about that particular review or testimonial. Yun yung pinakamataas. As you can see, ang taas, 46.5. That will be the percentage of global internet users aged from 16 to 64. Okay? So, yun talaga. Ibig sabihin, naniniwala sila at mas papaniwalaan nila yung mga taong nag-testify, nagbigay ng review. That's why yung ating vlog, yun yung naging uso. And then that is also one of the factors that they are going to use before jumping in or buying in a particular product or service. So mas patok siya. So susunod lang dito yung mga actors, comedians, and other performers. Alright? So ang tao ay smart buyers na because they have an access to the internet, and with that, nakukompare nila, nagkakaroon sila ng marketing research in that particular part. All right? So, and then, when it comes to this part, we are going to the next slide. The main takeaway of that is we are going to have a balance of paid, owned, and earned social media, and still, it is one way of considering the optimum approach. Ano nga ba ibig sabihin nito? It is a combination of effort ng iyong reviews, testimonials, and product na nag-avail ng iyong services, and at the same time, kumbaga yung mga tao, tinitingnan talaga yung mismong purest intention ng brand. What is the purpose? Yun yung tinitingnan nila. What is the purpose, the benefit that they can get from your services or product that you are offering. Okay? So for the number 3, WhatsApp is the world's favorite social media platform. Globally, si WhatsApp na po yung number 1. Alright? So, wag kayong, disclaimer lang ha. This is about the survey of social, We Are Social, and also the Hootsuite. They are the partners when it comes to the survey. But then WhatsApp ang lumabas na number 1 na social media platform that we use as of now for the first quarter of 2021, okay, outside China. And with that, as you can see, nangunguna si WhatsApp, 24.1. So a particular group of ages from 16 to 64. So talagang si WhatsApp nangunguna. And then pangalawa lang si Facebook. As you can see, it has only 91.8%. And then the Instagram is 18.4%. So si WhatsApp po nanguna. But don't worry, si WhatsApp ay pag-aari ni Facebook. Si Instagram ay pag-aari din ni Facebook, at mas lalo na si Messenger pag-aari din ni Facebook. Okay, so nasa isang company lang sila. Monopolize lang tayo. Alright? So let's just go on with the next discussion. For the number 2, social media users grow over 500 million. Wow! So ibig sabihin, mas dumami pa yung social media users ng 500 million. That is almost 562 million. Yun yung increase when it comes to the users ng social media. And that is the reason why, as you can see here, 4.33 billion yung gumagamit ng social media at active, talagang gumagamit. And with that percentage, that is 55.1 doon sa global population. Remember, our global population is almost 8 billion. So that's why ang ating percentage ng gumagamit ng social media, kalahati nun. Lahat ng tao na may access sa internet, almost most of them are also using social media. But as you can see here, so annual change. So compare last year, there's an increase of 521 million. Kasi nga yung mga tao lagi nasa bahay, and they are having this nabubore sila once they are just in home. So the tendency would be they are just the reason that's the way that they are going to connect to their loved ones or to their family or kung sino man gusto nyo makausap through the social media, because that is the purpose of it. Okay, so social media is about you connecting with the other people. Okay, so the percentage of social media users accessing via mobile phones, syempre, kumbaga halos lahat naman tayo, especially in the Philippines, we are the number 1 users of social media, specifically the Facebook. So 99% ng merong cellphone ang ginagamit nila. The main reason is for social media. All right. So as you can see in the last part here, average amount of time spent per day for social media globally, 2 hours and 22 minutes tumatagal sa buong mundo. That this is the average. All right. So now let's just go on with the next slide. So as you can see here, social media users are growing faster today than they were at the start of 2021. So mas mabilis mag-increase yung mga social media users today. Why? The reason of that is because we have an increase when it comes to the internet connectivity. Nag-i-improve yung ating connection, our speed. Remember, 5G na tayo. And that's the reason why mas na-harness natin yung mga digital platforms na pwede natin ma-try. And that's the reason why yung voice na mga platform na uuso na siya, mas lalo yung mga video. Alright? So with that, let's go on with the number 1. And congratulations, 60% of world's total population is now online. So yung kabuuang population sa buong mundo, they have an access to online, but not all of them have an access to social media because there are certain country na pinagbabawal yung mga social media. Okay, especially North America and China, binabawalan yung ilang social media. All right. So, but then si North Korea, yun talaga yung wala nakakapasok. Okay. So, disclaimer lang for that. So, 60% of world's total population is now online. It is because of this one. So, as you can see on the screen, the overview of global internet users. So, kung tayo, lahat ng gumagamit ng internet, we have 4.72 billion. So, lahat ng yan is the purpose of that to the population, kung gaano ba kalaking percentage ng nakaka-access when it comes to internet, that is equals to 60%. But, as you can see on the screen here, there's an increase. Kumbaga, naging 60% because we have an increase of 7.6% compared last year. Kasi every quarter, and then they are going to compare this data that we have now on the screen sa last year. So, an increase of 332 million of unique users. Pag sabing unique, hindi pwedeng maulit. Isang tao, isa lang ang bilang. Kahit na marami siyang social media, kahit maraming access ng kanyang phone, kahit maraming access ng kanyang laptop or cell phones or PC. Okay, so the average daily spent using internet by each internet user, nag-internet ang isang tao, average sa buong mundo, 6 hours and 56 minutes. Okay, and then the percentage of users accessing the internet via mobile devices, okay, that would be 92%. Kasi hindi naman lahat na nag-internet cellphone ang gamit. Sometimes they use whatever, laptop and also the personal computer. So that is the remaining 7.2%. Okay, so people spend a combined of more than 3.7 million years. Kung pagsasama-samahin lahat ng mga gumagamit ng internet, tapos, as you can see here, di ba, meron tayong 16.1. This is the increase of users. And then a total of 4.72 internet users. Kung itong internet users na to, tapos meron tayong 6 hours, 56 minutes, kung pagsasama-samahin yung lahat, aabot tayo ng 3.7 million na online every day. Kung pagsasama-samahin natin kung gaano tayo katagal nag-internet sa isang araw. Okay, that will take up to 3.7 million. So as you can see here, the next 3 billion unconnected population. So tataas pa because as you can see, 4.72 billion, meron pa tayong kalahati nun or the remaining 40%. May 40% pa tayo na hindi pa magkakaroon ng internet connectivity. Ganon. Ibig sabihin, marami pang country na hindi pa active, hindi pa or wala pa masyadong internet or hindi pa masyadong ini-embrace yung digital transformation. Alright? Or mismo yung internet, harnessing the power of the internet. Okay? So that would be here. At napapansin natin, we have the Europe, 3 lang sila. What else? So akala natin advanced sila, but no. Tayong Southeast Asia, we are part of it. Tayo yung isa sa nangunguna pagdating sa social media as well as the internet connectivity. Alright? So that ends our presentation, the part 1, and that would be about the data report platform if you're going to see the full report of that particular presentation. And with that, we are going to have the next one. Again, thank you to We Are Social and Hootsuite for this report that we are going to share. And we are going to the next part. Let me just pause my presentation and stop muna ako ng sharing para makita natin. And again, stay tuned because I am going to pull out the next part of our presentation. That would be the part 2 would be Philippines. Magfo-focus naman tayo sa Pilipinas. All right? So let me just share my screen and we are going to focus on the Philippine report. Okay. So kindly acknowledge. Hi, CD. Finally, you're here.
Hello, sir. I'm on mobile. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Okay, Sydney, can you acknowledge if you can see my screen, please? So I
Okay,
am
sir.
sharing it now, and finally is here. So we are done with the part 1 for the global report, and now we are going to focus on the Philippine data report. This is the full report for the Philippines. Okay? So may nakikita na, Sydney?
Yes, sir. I can see your screen now.
Thank you very much for the acknowledgement. So let's get it on. So as you can see, this is also a report from the We Are Social. So globally, this is the headlines that we're going to have. But then skip na natin to because I have already given you the important details, the top 10 that we are going to have in terms of global report. So as a scenario lang, 7.8 billion na po tayo sa buong mundo, and then 5.22 billion gumagamit ng phone, and at the same time yung mobile natin. And then when it comes to internet access, 4.66 billion, and then the active users would be 4.2. Kasi hindi naman lahat na nag-internet ginagamit nila for social media. Okay, so global digital growth, compare with last year, 81%, okay, plus 81 million rather, or a positive 1% an increase sa population. Kumbaga, although there's a pandemic, maraming nawala, but then meron pa rin tayong an increase of population. But then, yeah, I hope na maging okay na tayo when it comes to this pandemic. And yeah, I know, ginagawa naman lahat ng government natin na mapa-speed up yung ating mga vaccination. So with that, let's just go on with our presentation. We are going to focus on the Philippines because we are done the top 10 major abrupt changes when it comes to the global setting. Okay, so with that, sige, forward na natin because I've already shared that. The world's most social media platform as of January to, pero kasi ano to, mismong January, which is pag result ng January, that would be the last quarter of 2021. Pero pag result na ngayong April, ibig sabihin January, February, March, first quarter of 2021. Okay, so as you can see, baka kasi kayo merito, bakit number 1 dito? No, that is for 2022. Sorry, 2020. And for this year, 2021, first quarter, what's up na yun ang muna sa buong mundo. But then let's see kung parehas ba pagdating sa Pilipinas. Alright? So, mobile ranking, when it comes worldwide, as usual, yung app na din-download, lagi namumuna si Facebook, sumunod si WhatsApp, then Messenger. Okay? So, no need to be on this part. But when it comes to the games, I don't know kung naglalaro kayo dito, PUBG, okay, PUB, Candy Crush, Lulu King, I don't usually have, I'm not into games, pero ito yung mga kalimitang dina-download ng mga games. Okay? So, for the global report also, when it comes to the e-commerce activity and overview, so 81% search online for a product. So, ginagamit natin yung search engine pagdating sa pag-search ng particular product na hinahanap natin. So, 81%, but we are going to focus on the Philippines muna. So, ginagamit natin si search engine pagdating sa pag-discover ng mga gusto nating bilhin online. Remember, patok na patok ang online selling and as well as the e-commerce, yung mismong pagbili natin ng product online. Alright? So, search engine, ginagamit natin siya. Sumunod lang yung ads sa television. Okay? So, magandang gamitin talaga ang internet or mismong pag-search ng mga product. Okay, now let's focus and welcome to the Philippine Data Report for 2021, and this will be the latest full data report. So I hope mabigay ko lahat and kayanin ang oras natin. So for the record, 110 million na po ang population natin sa Pilipinas, and of course, 152 yung merong phone. Bakit ganon? Mas mataas yung number of the users ng phone kaysa sa dami ng tao. The reason of this one is, ang isang tao or a Filipino, sometimes it has 2 or 3 cell phones. Ganun kayo kayaman. Okay? So, but then, when it comes to internet users, we have 73.91 million. So, out of 110, so we have 67% yung merong access to internet. And then, those internet users have the access or ginagamit nila yung kanilang access to internet for social media. That is 80% versus with the population. So that is, kung 110 yung population natin, 89% nun, or 89 million rather, yun yung mismong ginagamit na ng internet for social media. Alright? So for the annual digital growth, kung i-compare natin last year compared this year, so meron tayong positive 1.5 million na bagong, of course, bagong naging 16 years old. Kasi this is an average of 16 years old pataas. Okay? So this survey, yung mga gumagamit ng mobile connection, ito, medyo bumaba siya. Maybe the reason of this one kung bakit bumaba yung mobile is because not all the time, naging patok din kasi yung mismong computer, laptops, yun yung ginagamit natin compared with the cell phones. Kasi syempre pandemic, hindi priority bumili ng cell phones. But there's a decrease in terms of number ng mobile connections. Okay, but then, when it comes to internet users, bumaba mo yung internet, pero mas marami ang nakaka-access sa internet because laptop yung priority nila, and at the same time, laptop or PC. Kaya nakadagdag siya sa dami ng internet users, but then, hindi nila priority na bumili ng phone. Kasi nga, for the online education, we prefer to use mobile, not mobile, but the laptop and the PC or personal computers. But then, out of those, as you can see here, meron tayong another or an increase of 16 million when it comes to the active social media users. Patok pa rin talaga, dumami pa rin yung ating mga social media users. Okay, so next would be the population essentials. So as you can see on the screen, kung 110 tayo na total population, female is 49.8%, and then 50, yung talagang mas maraming lalaki kaysa sa mga babae sa atin ngayon. Okay, when it comes to the population na meron tayo ngayon. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, annual change in population, an increase of 1.3. So this has something to do with the access sa internet. And then the average median age or the median, pinakagitna kung i-average lahat ng age natin from the lowest to the highest, 25.8. So medyo bata yung ating age. So that's a good indication that young professional, young ones ang binubuo, mga bata, young professionals ang Philippines. And then for the urbanization of population, that is 47.6. Kumbaga almost half is talagang urbanized now or developed. And then population density, kung gaano karami ang population sa isang lugar, that would be in a square kilometer, 370 na tao ang mabibilang natin sa kanila. And when it comes to the overall literacy, that would be 15 years old pataas, talaga ang mga tao sa Pilipinas are well educated in terms of the digital. Advanced tayo when it comes to digital, guys. And kahit na male ka man or female, as you can see in the screen, almost 100% of them, or 92, or 98.2, and 98.1, lahat sila are well-organized and well-educated and may access talaga sa internet. Okay? Medyo advanced pa din sa internet. So when it comes to the population by age, as you can see, 13 above, 74%, and then 18 above, meron tayong 64.5%. So that would be about the population for 62.7 kapag 16 pataas. So dito pinakita lang ang kaibahan. So mas mataas syempre kapag 13 pataas. Pero mas konti yung 16. Okay, as you can see, napapansin nyo, 16 years old pataas, dapat mas malaking percentage siya. Pero dito, meron tayong 18 and above. Mas mataas siya kaysa sa 16. Okay? So, but then, this part kasi, sinegregate lang from 16 to 64. So, kahit na medyo aged na, si lola na, patok pa rin sa kanila na mag-internet or gumamit talaga na internet or social media. Okay? So, sa device ownership, mobile, 98.6, and then for the smartphone, may mga mobile or kaya lahat ng mobile, it can be smartphone or yung walang access through internet. So 98.6. But then kunti lang difference, that is 0.1%, lahat ng cellphone na binibenta ngayon, mas gusto natin or mas binibili natin yung may access sa internet. So almost all of them, 0.1% lang yung kaibahan. And then the non-smart mobile, 13.3, kasi yung iba talagang tawag-tawag, call and text lang, but not necessarily video call or other uses of the mobile. So as you can see, laptop or desktop computer, 77.3, and then tablet device, patok pa rin siya. And TV streaming, the purpose of this one is para makikita natin talaga kung ano yung, kumusta na yung ating mga gadgets when it comes to the device that we use here in the Philippines. So, bumibenta yung ating mga TV stream stick or device, talagang 10.3%. This is yung mga gumagamit ay mayroon compared with our population. 14.4% yung may mga games console, smart home device, 4.4%, smartwatch or wrist, lahat ng tao, or 11.4 ng ating population is meron smartwatch or wristband, and then virtual reality device, meron total of 2.5% to our population. Okay, so next slide would be, all right. Okay, for the population by age group, I think we're done with this. This one, daily spent on media. Okay, no need for me to really go into details. Abot din siya. But then, ang ating average that we spend with our device using social media in the Philippines is 10 hours and 56 minutes. Ganon tayo ka-addict sa social media na tumatagal tayo ng 10 hours. Almost kalahati ng araw natin is social media yung ating pinapanood or pinafollow. And remember, our global average for social media is 2 hours lang and 22 minutes. But this one sa Pilipinas, hindi lang 2 hours. We are more than that. That is almost half day na social media ang ginagawa natin. Alright? So time spent watching television, that is 3 hours and 30 minutes. Yung mga may TV pa rin dyan. And for the social media, usually time spent using social media, that is 4 hours, but then all of this, kayong bahala. And no need for me to go into details, time spent video, and for the listening for the podcast, 43 minutes na lang siya. Listening to the radio, 47, bumaba na siya guys. And for the spent listening music streaming services, 2 hours, yung mga nakikinig online streaming the music. And then for the press, media, sometimes kasi ginagawa nila kahit yung media, doon na sila sa social media, sa internet. Kumbaga, mga tao sa internet, 10 hours tumatagal. Alright? So let's just continue. Let's talk about internet. So the internet use in the Philippines. So as you can see, the total number of internet users, out of 110 million na maraming or population that we have here in the Philippines, 73.91 yung ating, yun yung may access sa internet. But then, not all of those internet users can actually have the penetration when it comes to social media. So, but then we are talking now about the internet. So as you can see here, internet users as percentage of total population. Kung 73 million, that is about 67% sa ating population. Remember, population is 110 million. And then the annual change in the number, kumbaga, i-compare natin last year, we have an increase of 4.2 million compared last year. So as you can see, daily spent when it comes to internet from 16 years old to 64, sabi ko nga, ang tao sa Pilipinas talagang nag-internet hanggang or nakakonect sa mismong internet 10 hours and 56 minutes. That is almost kalahating araw. Okay, so the percentage of users accessing the internet via mobile, ginagamit natin yung mobile using internet for the internet purposes, that would be almost 100% talagang ginagamit natin yung cellphone. Alright, so for internet purposes. For the next slide, we have here, oops, let's just wait. Okay, for the different perspective of internet adoption, so for individuals using the internet, we have this 47.46. Kumbaga, with this report, ang ating versus population, ang individual using the internet, if we're gonna compare these people using internet compared with the population, we have this 43%. And then our population, na gumagamit with the internet users via CIE World Factbook. That would be 66 million. Sila yung may access. The Internet World Statistics, that would be 79 million. And then World Bank, 47 million. I know some of you are really particular with this one, pero for the purpose of the report and this one, kayo nang bahala dito. You can have this copy, by the way, for those na magtatanong. And for those na nanonood sa Facebook Live, you may type in your questions and babalikan namin kayo as long as makita or mabasa namin yung inyong mga questions. So with this part, page number 26, the mobile internet use. So the total number of mobile internet users that we have here in the Philippines, 71 million. And then 96% yun, pag yan yung ating percentage of total internet users pagdating sa gumagamit. Okay? So kalimitan kasi na may access sa internet, sa cellphone ang ginagamit. Alright? So smartphone internet, 95%. Yung walang smartphone or yung walang access sa internet using phone, ito yun. Ito yung internet users na walang access, 3.5. And we have an average of 5 hours and 54 minutes na ginagawa or an access to internet, yun yung average na ni-spend natin. So with this part, internet connection speeds overview. So gaano nakabilis yung ating internet connectivity here in the Philippines? Maganda to. Because here as you can see, average download speed of mobile internet connection, 22 Mbps. So tumaas na siya. This is the average that we have here in the Philippines. And then the year-on-year change, kumbaga pag i-compare natin to last year, nag-increase tayo ng 34.2% when it comes to internet connectivity. Why? Kasi meron na tayong 5G. Kumbaga, unti-unti na natin hina-harness yung 5G connectivity. And then the average speed of internet connection, that would be 31.44. Okay? So when it comes to the laptop or PC that we are going to use, so that would be an increase of 23.1%. So syempre, mas stable pa rin yung connection at mas mataas yung stability and connection when it comes to the wired or laptop sa bahay. Ang mobile kasi, we use the signal, okay? So that would be the data or mobile data. Okay, so next slide, that would be share of web traffic device. So in this part, as you can see, mobile phones, 51.3, laptops and desktops, ito yung ating share ng web traffic. Saan ba nanggagaling yung traffic? Pag sabing traffic, yung dami ng volume na nag-a-access pagdating sa internet. So that would be for the laptops and desktops, all of them, or the comparison would be 45.6. So kung tutuusin, nag-increase siya ng 1.7 compared with last year. And then tablets, meron pa rin siya, 3.1. So may mga gumagamit pa rin ng tablets. Patok pa rin siya. And then we also have here the other device because yung play natin sometimes, we actually uses internet and it shares traffic in terms of the connectivity. Okay, so when it comes to the browser naman, sa browser, ito naman yung nagbibigay ng traffic or volume. So, ang kalimitang kung ginagamit nila would be the Chrome. Yung Chrome lagi. Chrome is from the Google. Safari is for the iOS. So, kalimitan silang dalawa talaga. Pero kalimitan si Chrome ang ginagamit. Ang laki na kanyang kaibahan compared with the others one. So, as you can see, 80.5% yung talagang year-on-year comparison. That is also, nag-increase pa rin siya ng 1% compared last year. So yung ating Safari, yung mga iOS users dyan, mga MacBook and whatsoever, 8.5, medyo bumaba siya. And at the same time, si Firefox, 1.9 ang mga gumagamit sa internet. Samsung Internet, that would be 1.8. Si Microsoft Edge, that would be 3.2. And then si Opera Mini, 1.8, and then the Internet Explorer 0.2, and then the other would be the remaining 2.2%. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, top website by traffic. So that would be SEMrush, yung keyword research na ginagamit. Si Google pa rin namumuna pagdating sa website. Pag nag-search siya, laging hinahanap or laging makikita for web traffic. So no need for me to really specify that part. Alam naman natin yung si Google talaga. And then sa Facebook.com, laging sinesearch pa rin siya pagdating sa website. Okay, so when it comes to that traffic shared by device, age, and gender, si Google pa rin. Si Google, and then Facebook, followed by YouTube, and the others. Okay, so tingnan nyo na lang yan. And for that part, web traffic from social referrals. For the social referrals, this is the percentage of total website visit resulting from referrals from each social media platforms. Kumbaga, kahit na minsan may lumalabas kasi na ads, tapos malilid ka into a platform. So, kahit na gano'n nangyari, magsisearch ka pa rin into Google pa rin. So, si Google pa rin, muna, Facebook, and then YouTube. For the next one, tab, website by traffic. Kumbaga, yung kaparehas niya na website. Pero doon sa kaparehas niya na website, ano yung sinesearch? Anong muna pa rin sinesearch ay Google at saka Facebook, YouTube, and then Twitter, and the others. Okay? So, bihira na talaga si Google, talaga andyan pa rin yan. Okay, so top website by traffic in terms of Alexa. Okay, so Alexa, okay, alam naman natin si Alexa is an AI device that sometimes voice recognition, and then meron na rin siya ngayon auto camera that can actually capture your outfit of the day, or bahala kayo. If you're familiar, you just have to activate Alexa, take a picture. So those are the things na ginagawa ni Alexa. It is from the Google. And then this one is google.com pa rin yung laging ang nakikita at lumalabas according to the survey. And with this part, let's just go to the next page. Click ko lang. Mukhang nag-hang siya. But then, okay, click ko nga to. Okay, for the page number 35, Google Search. Sa Google Search naman, sa Google Search Engine, ang laging natatype or laging lumalabas na tinatype doon si YouTube. Sumunod si you. Sometimes you, baka sa YouTube yun. Sometimes kasi if when we type you, lalabas na kagad yung mga suggested na mga site. That would be si YouTube or the others. Okay? So, as you can see, in this part, sa Pilipinas, patok si YouTube. And for the next slide, page number 35, online search behaviors. So we use conventional search engine in the past month. That would be 98.8%. So sometimes for the translation. And then use voice search for voice commands. That would, ang ginagamit natin sa pag-search is more on the voice, ito for translation or search. This one is for social media. Ang ginagawa natin to search something. And then to use the image recognition, so hihirap pa to, but then nagiging uso pa siya or nagiging patok pa siya sa mga susunod na araw. So top websites by traffic. Okay, parang bumalik tayo. Okay, so we're done with that. YouTube, online behaviors. Let's just continue with this one. Online content activities. So sometimes the percentage of internet users na kinonduct dito would be from 16 years old going to 64 years old. These are the particulars. So when you nag-watch ng video online, almost the population na may access sa internet is 99.4%. And then watch vlogs, out of those na may access sa internet, 83% sa kanila ang kalimitang nanonood ng vlogs. Or as we can see, yung nanonood ng online videos, kalimitan sa kanila vlogs, and then sometimes listen to the music, and then listen to the online radio stations, and listen to the podcast. Okay, so that is the percentage to the population. All right, so as you can see, for the next slide, playing video games. So device perspective, yung mga may hilig sa games. So any device that we have an access to the games, 95.8%. And then smartphone kalimitan kasi sa smartphone pa lang meron tayong mga video games. Okay, so that would be 90% laptop and desktop na ginagamit nila when it comes to playing or have a video game to use laptop and PC. That would be 54.4. And then for the games console, 70.4. Tablet, patok pa rin siya. Handheld, yung mga PSP, and then media streaming device, that would be online connected and virtual reality. So okay pa rin naman siya. So, of course, but mabalik tayo doon. So, we are done to this part. Next, playing video, kakatapos lang. For this part, overview of smart home device market. Ito yung mga smart home devices. So, that composes this part, 1.41 million yung merong access sa smart home device. Okay? Total annual value of smart home, malaki pa rin. Meron pa rin tayong market when it comes to smart home devices that we have. So yung mga smart TV or somewhat may access when it comes to nasa bahay lang naman natin ginagamit yun. Okay? So value of smart home appliances, meron pa rin tayo. That would be 58. Okay, no need for me to indicate this. What matter is, patok pa rin yung mga ginagamit nating appliances or those appliances is meron pa rin market at patok pa rin this year. Alright? So next would be, for the page, next one, average annual revenue for or per smart home. So sa isang penetration of smart home devices, that would be 6.4. And then the others we have here. Okay. For the home appliances, $171. Smart home control, kung anong mga appliances na meron tayo. Entertainment device, 22%. Kumbaga, kahit na nag-pandemic, yung mga tao talaga, meron pa rin access to buy appliances. Okay? Next would be smart home market. For those kasi baka may mga market na nanonood sa atin dito when it comes to the mga binibenta niya or nag-online selling siya or yung kanyang market is in this industry. So as you can see, annual change in smart home penetration, meron siyang increase of 17% compared last year. And then for this one, the year-on-year value change, overall smart home devices market, an increase of 52%. Kumbaga, wow. Because yung mga tao of this pandemic nangyari is nakulong tayo sa bahay. But then, patok pa rin yung mga appliances talaga. Okay, so the value change smart home appliances market, an increase pa rin. Energy management, yes, ang mga tao ngayon, mas gusto nila nakakatipid sila, mas maganda. That would be a smart way of buying those appliances. And then smart home entertainment device market for listening, mga karaoke or for whatsoever appliances na for entertainment purposes, an increase of 41%. And then for the home security device market, positive 53%. Kumbaga security ng bahay nila. Okay, talagang okay pa rin sa kanila yun. Patok pa rin siya. Okay, for online privacy and well-being, so track screen time for set time limits for some apps in the past month. May mga kalimitang mobile users na nag-track sila just for their privacy or nililimit nila sa sarili nila. Expressed concern about what's real or fake on the internet. So according to the survey, 57.2 yung nagsabi na they express concern about what is real or sometimes kasi mga tao or what we see on the screen, sometimes hinayaan na lang natin. So make sure that kahit tayo mismo, we are going to make sure that is it real? Is it necessity na i-share mo yung nalalaman mo? So sometimes, wag din tayo, maging smart tayong mga online users for us to separate and to block those fake ones. And then we have 38.2 yung nag-express ng concern about their companies if they are going to use their data. And then used some form of ad blocking tool in the past month because na-push tayo in this particular pandemic kaya mas nag-online tayo. That's the reason why we have the access and we are prone and mas prone tayo and because we are here in this digital age na dumating na ngayon. Kumbaga ng first time na we really have to embrace this digital transformation. And then deleted cookies from a web browser in the past months, 61.7. Make it a habit na lagi yung mag-clean ng inyong mga browsers. Okay? So next slide. We are going to talk about social media use. So when it comes to social media use, sa Pilipinas, 89% yung total active users of social media. And that is actually 80.7% to our 100 million na percentage ng ating population here in the Philippines. And then the annual change would be 21 or positive 16 million ang meron na bagong sign up ng social media use here in the Philippines. And of course, the number of social media users accessing via phone, 87.84 million. So the total percentage of the social media users accessing via mobile, that is equivalent to 98.7. Kasi hindi lahat ng mobile phones is a smartphone. Either they doesn't have the capability to access internet. All right. So for the next one, social media advertising audience profile. mas maganda na i-target natin yung ages from 18 years old to 34. If you are an online marketing or an online seller, this is the age na maraming audience. Okay? But then it's up to you kung depende kung anong product mo ha, kasi it has something to do with your target. So kung ang product mo naman ay hindi capable of buying in this particular area, but then nasa inyong buyer's journey or nasa inyong market or target market pa rin ang main purpose. But as you can see on the screen, from 18 years old going to 34, ito yung mataas ang audience. Alright? So next would be for the social media behaviors. So okay, as you can see here, visited or used social media for messaging service in the past month, 100% almost, so 99.8. And then actively engaged with or contributed to social media in the past month, 93.1. And the average amount that we spent using social media, 4 hours. Okay. And the average number of social media accounts, that would be 9.9% per internet user. So ito yung kung ilan ba yung social media users compared to the internet users. So it's 9.9. And then when it comes to the percentage of internet users that uses social media for work purposes, 57% ang kalimitang akala kasi nila nag-social media or Facebook lang. But you're never gonna go wrong. Some of them are actually freelancers that actually working on that particular part. And to set up ng page, go online selling, or they are setting the chatbot, or those are the things na ginagawa sometimes in some freelancer that sometimes akala nila Facebook lang. But 57.6%, they use it for work purposes. Alright? Kasi minsan yung ginagamit nilang a way of communication. Okay, for the next slide would be month or most used social media platforms. Dito sa Pilipinas, ang pinaka ginagamit natin social media, number 1 po ang YouTube. Sumunod po ang Facebook, and then Facebook Messenger, and then Instagram. Okay, so natalo na si Facebook. Kasi si YouTube is more on video, and then kalimitan naman talaga si YouTube is engaging kasi nga videos. So kunti lang difference nila, but then YouTube is the number 1 social media here in the Philippines. But worldwide, it's WhatsApp. Okay, next, Facebook audience review. So for Facebook, itong gumagamit, 83%. And again, Facebook potential advertising audience. When we see potential advertising audience, 101%, 101.5%, that is the total of 13 years old pataas, sila yung audience na pwede natin ma-reach when it comes to Facebook. Okay? So the quarter-on-quarter change ng Facebook advertising reach, nag-increase tayo ng 2 million. Wow, tumataas pa rin talaga sa Facebook. And then percentage of using ads, so kalimitan ng mga babae dito is 53%. And then yung mga lalaki na nag-Facebook, 43%. That would be the report for the percentage of ads. So when it comes to the Facebook access by device, ginagamit natin si smartphone or mobile, 98.7 ng merong cellphone, Facebook ang ginagamit. Sa laptop naman, 1.3 ginagamit nila si Facebook. And for the combination, using accessing via both, kapag pinagsama yung mismong laptop at saka yung ito yung mayroon silang account parehas. Kumbaga, they actually sign in for those particular units and equipments or tools. 34.0%. And then percentage of Facebook users accessing via mobile phones, talagang 74.7 mobile phones. All right, so next slide. Facebook activity frequency, gaano nga ba kabilis, kadalas? So number of Facebook pages, kalimitan, nagla-like tayo, okay, for the lifetime. So as you can see for the Facebook, kalimitan the average is nagla-like tayo ng 2 beses sa buong natin. 2 for male, 2 for female. Post like in the past 30 days, all post types. So for the 30 days, kalimitan yung average na nila-like natin or nagre-react tayo or nag-engage tayo, 12 times tayo gumagawa doon. Okay? Okay. Kalimitan ng page, 2 beses tayo nag-like ng page. But then when it comes to the activities that we do in the past 30 days, 12 times tayo nag-interact sa ganon. Pag nag-comment naman tayo in the last 30 days, 12 times din tayo nagkakaroon ng engagement sa loob ng isang buwan. But then, mas nagko-comment si female kaysa si kaysa sa male. So no wonder mahilig mag-engage at communicate. Facebook post shared in the past 30 days. So kapag sinishare, pag-share, so kalimitan 2 times tayo nag-share ng kahit na ano pagdating sa isang buwan. Facebook adverts click on the past 30 days. So anything that we are actually, any click type, any engagement that we do, 10 times tayong ginagawa or 10 times natin ginagawa. So as you can see, mas active pagdating sa social media ang babae. Alright? So next slide would be Facebook post engagement benchmark. So as you can see, average total post engagement via page, 15, 40, 11. So kayo na ang bala dito. What matter is Facebook post engagement. So share ko na lang sa yung screen na to or this report. Now let's have the audience for YouTube. So yung may access sa YouTube, it's actually 54.20 million. Sila yung may access sa YouTube. And then yung audience na pwede nating ma-reach, that is actually according to the population, that is 59.7. Sila yung audience na pwede nating ma-reach. Yung babae, 49.3. Yung lalaki, 50.7. Okay? So for the next slide, the top YouTube tab research inquiries, ginagamit natin si YouTube mainly for reason talagang kanta, okay, for song. So those music videos, and then the others, movie, okay, that would be the consideration na the reasons why we are using YouTube. Okay, for the Instagram, an increase an audience of 15 million when it comes to the potential that is actually 18.3% with our population that ages from 13 pataas. And then the quarter-on-quarter change in Instagram advertising reach, that will be a positive 7.1, increase siya ng 1 million dito sa Pilipinas. But then overall, Instagram talaga yung maraming maraming sign up or maraming active users for the first quarter of 2021. So the percentage of ads when it comes to the audience, when it comes to the Instagram, 64% yung mga babae, and the male would be 35%. So talagang magandang report to. So this is a great idea if you are targeting something with regards to your product, kasi may kinalaman dito kung babae ba ang target mo o lalaki ba. So alam mo kung saan sila hahanapin. Alam mo kung saan sila tatargetin. And you know what age are you going to target in once very clear sa'yo your buyer's persona or your target market. Okay? So the demographic, it has something to do with your client avatar. So for the Facebook Messenger audience review, that would be sa Facebook Messenger, remember, hiwalay na si Facebook Messenger kay Facebook. So 45%, although pag-aari pa rin Facebook to, 45% or sorry, 45 million yung lahat ng merong Facebook Messenger. So that is actually 55 potential advertising audience. Sila yung pwedeng ma-reach. Once kasi na nag-ads ka, it has a probability na lumabas sa Messenger, lumabas sa timeline ng iyong Facebook o kaya sa mismong Instagram mo, so kumakalat yung mga ads mo. So it's up to you how you're going to set up with your Facebook page or depende sa iyong advertiser or for your social media manager. So for the percentage of Messenger ad audience that Facebook reports in female, that would be 53%. Mas marami pa rin talaga babae na go online. And then, nasa sign up na lalaki, that would be 46.7%. So for the LinkedIn, I suggest if you are a professional one, skilled one, and if you are looking for a business-to-business, that would be the LinkedIn, would be the best social media that you're going to target on. Because, of course, LinkedIn is being used for professional purposes. Sabi nga nila, this is our professional resume, and this is our online presence for the professional ones. Okay, so as you can see, 9.6 million ang merong LinkedIn dito sa Pilipinas. But then, the potential reach when it comes to this particular part, 18 years old pataas, that is actually 13.5% to our population. And the quarter-on-quarter change, that would be for the first quarter for this year, that would be from January to March, meron tayong 400,000 na bagong sign-up ng LinkedIn. Alright? So 53%, 53.8% yung female, and then 46.2% pagdating sa male. Okay? So for the Snapchat, 12.75 yung merong Snapchat. Okay, I'm not really good in Snapchat or hindi naman talaga ako into this part. Pero the audience that you can reach here is actually a 15.6% kung pwede mong ma-reach na audience. And then an increase of 2 million when it comes to the Snapchat. All right. So when it comes to the percentage of ad audience, that is for the female, 73, and then for the male is 23. So let's just wrap up. I know medyo limited yung time natin. So for Twitter, 7.85 million, and then the potential audience na meron tayo, this is the number. And then it is actually if we're gonna have this percentage to the population, that is 9.6% by Twitter out of 110 million na meron tayong population sa Pilipinas. Then an increase of 50,000 for the last quarter that we have here, comparison. And then the percentage would be, ang babae is 76.2, and then yung mga lalaki that would be 23.8% audience na merong, yung mga audience na meron dito tayo sa Twitter. Okay, for the next slide, let's talk about the mobile use. So the number of mobile use connections that we have here in the Philippines, that would be 152 million merong mobile. And then the mobile connection compared with the population, that is actually 138.2%. Kumbaga, kung meron tayong 110 million na tao, nag-exceed pa tayo sa ganong number because that number is actually an indication na isang tao merong more than 2 na device na ginagamit ng cellphone. Okay? So prepaid internet connection, prepaid connections, 96.7. So bihira or kunti lang talaga yung postpaid. And then broadband connections, that would be from 3G to 5G, that is actually amounted to 92.9%. So kalimitan magpapa-broadband or magpapa-Wi-Fi na. Okay? So next would be the consideration here that we have a mobile connectivity index. That would be the overall country index score. Kumbaga, talagang okay yung ating connection when it comes to this part, 62.79. Pero yung ating mobile network infrastructure, 64.95 yung ating access to that part kasi meron pa rin challenge when it comes to infrastructure or paglalagay ng mga cell sites all the way with our nationwide. Although may mga programs tayo with the government having a free Wi-Fi, but then there are certain areas hindi pa rin ma-reach ng mga Wi-Fi because there are challenges when it comes to the cell sites. Minsan hindi sila naglalagay ng cell sites because that particular area is konti lang yung tao. So hindi nila makukuha yung return of investment kung magkano halaga ang nilagay nila sa part na yan. Pangalawa, topography, that would be yung taas at lalim or taas at baba ng location. Kaya mas magastos sa part nila kasi hindi nila masyado mailalagay or lalagyan ang cell site kung saan area. So that is a factor for the mobile infrastructure or the cell sites for the access of that part. And then another one for this one is mahirap matagal mag-process ng documents and legalities when it comes to this infrastructure, paggawa ng cell sites. That would be dati, ang alam ko, that would be 6 months. So don't quote me on this. But around now, napabilis naman siya. 1 month pwede na siyang natatapos na within a month. Okay, so of course, ang gumagana sa ating na infrastructure, that the PLDT Smart and also the Globe owned by the Ayalas. And then sana maging readily available na si Dito. Okay, si Dito ay nandito na, sana nga. Okay, for the affordability of the device and services, sabi nila, 52.43 yung ating halaga ng ating internet here in the Philippines. But then the consumer readiness, 75%. So magandang aspect na talagang yung mga tao is can actually have the mobile connectivity here in the Philippines. And then the availability of relevant content and services, meron tayo nun, yes, 60.52%. Share of web traffic by mobiles, of course, Android, kalimitan ng mga may Android dito sa Pilipinas, 86.4. Apple users is actually 13.2. But then if we're gonna compare that, bumaba yung sales ng Apple here in the Philippines. But in the Android ones, nag-up ng 2.5%. Okay? So this one, share of web traffic originating from the Kai or OS device. Not particularly this one, but another device though. If you know this, share of the web traffic originating from Samsung, that would be 0.3%. And then share of web traffic originating from the other devices, that would be 0.9%. Mukhang bago to, Samsung. Okay, so next would be market insights. Very important to pagdating sa mga market natin dyan. As you can see, if you are an online professional, total cumulative hours spent using mobile phones in 2020 compared, and that would be 90 to 59 billion. Wow! Ganon ang access ng ang meron ng Android. Okay, so with this one, annual change in the total amount of the time spent using Android mobile phone, that would be a positive 40%. Okay, total number of mobile apps downloaded using the Android, that would be 42 billion. Good. So magandang market. O kapag you are a gamer or if you are a game developer, targetin natin yung Android. No wonder kung bakit si Clubhouse, yung ating bagong social media darling before, exclusive na siya sa iOS. But then, siguro nag-partner na sila. And that's the reason why just last week of May, available na siya with the Android. Okay? So total consumers spend on the mobile apps for the full year of 2020, that would be $340 million. Wow! So magandang indication. So next, use of mobile apps by category. So chat, ginagamit natin si mobile or si phone for messengers. For networking, 98.2. For entertainment and video, we use it for the rate of 92.6. Music, wow, 68%. Game apps, 72. For shopping apps purposes, that would be 85.7. For maps, ginagamit natin si mobile for apps purposes ng ating map, papapunta kung somewhere. Can be Waze or Google Maps or ano pang meron kayo dyan. That would be 70.4%. We use also mobile for banking and financial services. That would be 42.1. And then for the health, fitness, and nutrition services, that would be 32.1. And then we use also for mobile for dating and friendship apps, that would be 12.3. Okay, let's just go on with our discussion. Mobile actions. So for video, 69.8. We use also the mobile for the watch content on, kumbaga ito, kung ano na sa phone mo, ikakast mo sa TV mo. It's actually screen, or sometimes casting, whatever you call it. It's actually 40.2. And then you use the mobile to take action using QR codes. That would be 46.8. For mobile payment services, yung ginagamit natin pang payment, usually Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, that would be 29.9. And then for the mobile phone as a ticket or for boarding pass, that would be 11.2. Okay, so medyo mababa because hindi pa masyadong nauuso pa lang siya, but then it's a good way, it's a good indication. Okay, for the mobile app ranking, for the active users, number 1 pa rin si Facebook and Messenger ang sinusunod. For the mobile app ranking, download, yung marami na-download, TikTok talaga ang maraming download overall. Okay? So next would be mobile ranking also. Pagdating sa ating cellphone, laging Bigo Live. Okay, Bigo Live ang nanguna. Okay, wow, bago. And then Netflix would be the second one. Okay, ranking by apps using pag sa cellphone to ha. Now let's discuss about e-commerce use. So last na sa part na to. So e-commerce is actually a financial inclusion fact. So it has something to do with our financial institution, yung mga bangko. So yeah, 34.5 has a credit card. May credit card sa Pilipinas, actually 1.9. Has mobile money account. Kumbaga nag-save sila ng kanilang money or kaya it's actually a prepaid one, but then through their mobile. So money account using mobile, that will be 4.5. Makes online purchases and pay bills online, 9.9%. Yung percentage to the 110 million that we have here in the Philippines, yun yung merong access when it comes to mobile. And then percentage of women, that would be 1.4 compared with the men. Mas mahilig mag-transact using credit card ang mga lalaki. Alright? So percentage of women making transaction online, that would be, yeah, for online transaction, babae. Pero mahilig mangutang, lalaki. Okay? So that would be a consideration. So alam niyo na yan. And then percentage of men making online transaction, 8.2. Okay? So that's a good one. E-commerce activity overview. So search online for product. Yeah, lagi naman tayong ginagawa. So, any device, 89%. Lahat yun, 89 for 3. And then for the visited an online retail site or store, any site, it's actually 87.8. And then for the app, on a mobile app using a tablet also, ginagamit natin sila for shopping purposes, that is 85.7. Ginagamit natin to purchase online, that would be 80.2. And then for the purchase of product online via mobile phone, ginagamit natin siya for shopping, that would be 69.6%. Okay, so let's just go on with our discussion. That would be next page. Konti na lang. E-commerce purchases by age group. So, nakikita nyo dito, mas maraming percentage pagdating sa 35 to 44 years old. Kasi sila yung mga may capability of buying something online. If you're gonna target some people or kung ano demographic nila, the age would be from 35 to 44 years old. Syempre, yung 16 years old to 24, sila din, bibili din sila, but then they don't have that capability of buying their own gadget kasi karamihan sa kanila nag-aaral pa sa mga age na yan. Alright? So let's just go on with our discussion for the e-commerce spend by category. So that would be travel, mobility, 3.0. Kumbaga ito yung may pinakamalaking industry pagdating sa e-commerce. Okay, that would be travel, accommodation, yung hotel, tourism, lahat yan sa travel. Fashion and beauty, 652 sila yung, hindi sila pangalawa, pero kasi ang sumunod ay si games. Ang nangunguna si travel industry, mobility, and accommodation. Sumunod yung video games. Sila yung malaking industry na kailangan natin itap. And then after the video games, sino ang susunod? That would be this one. Electronics and physical media. And then saka sumunod si furnitures and appliance. And then susunod si this one. Fashion and beauty. Then after this, papasok yung mga toys, do-it-yourself and hobbies. And then after that, saka na papasok yung food and personal care. And then huli si digital music. Yan yung ating mga dapat isaalang-alang if we are going to buy something or invest somewhere. All right? So the e-commerce growth by category. So for the last year, negative si travel. Pero si fashion and beauty nag-increase, electronics nag-increase, si food nag-increase, furniture nag-increase, lahat sila nag-increase except travel. Kasi yung si travel talaga na-apektuhan with this pandemic. Okay, for the Google Shopping, si Samsung yung kalimitang sinusearch. Alright? So, Samsung, whatever gadgets ang kanyang sinusearch, basta Samsung. Overview consumer goods, e-commerce, number of people purchasing consumer goods by internet. Sometimes, yung iba kasi nag-online shopping or nag-online. Masarap naman kasi mamili because the reason of this one, alam mo yung pag nakatanggap ka ng in-order mo online and then from that time that you have it, kumbaga, delivery for you, pag binuksan mo siya, pili mo may regalo ka. So that is one way na nakaka-addict pag sa online shopping. But then that's a good way also, a consideration for you na nakakabili ka online because it's easy for you to compare and at the same time, you have the time na ma-access kung saan mas mura because you have the time to compare and then madali mong ma-access kung ay mas okay to, ito bibilihin ko. Okay? So total value of the consumer goods sa e-commerce market, 3.55 billion. Wow, ganun kalaki ang market. Annual growth in total value of the consumer goods e-commerce market, that would be 42.5. Online consumer goods purchase average. Kumbaga yung average annual spend per user, that would be $91. Ang kalimitang pinapurchase natin, okay, yung basket size natin, average sa isang taon or annually, that would be $91. That's almost 5,000 here in the Philippines. Okay, so that's a good one. Internet facilitated purchases, that would be for mobile payment services, for Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, 29. Di pa masyadong patok sa iba to. But then yeah, paid digital content, that would be on through internet, of course, payment through digital payment, 67. Online ride. Ito yung mga Uber, what else? Didi, Chuchin, what else? Grab. So, ginagamit natin for online payment. That will be internet facilitated purchases. Kumbaga, talagang online. And then online food delivery, patok na patok sa atin to, especially during pandemic. So that would be yung Grab, Food Panda, Grab Food, Lala Food. So those are the examples of online food that we have here in the Philippines. That is actually a 62% to our population. Okay, next would be overview for the digital payments. Oops, digital payments, yeah. So for the number of people making digitally enabled payment, kumbaga digital na using online. So 38.88 million gumamit. GCash na or ano pang way of their payment options, basta importante online or digital. Okay, total annual value of digitally enabled consumers, wow, there's an abrupt of 10.52 billion. So annual change in the value, that would be a positive or increase of 26.6 million compare or the percentage last year. And the digital payments, nagbabayad tayo online, an average annual transaction per user, that would be $271. So talagang ina-embrace na natin yung paunti-unting transformation digitally. Okay, so for this part, let's just go on with the next one. Online taxi and ride hailing, that would be, yeah, for most of the, here in the Philippines, a total of 2.13 million yung gumagamit ng number of people that actually digitally enabled yung kanyang ginagamit using taxi. Total value of digitally enabled ride-hailing market. So that is 132 million talagang total. And annual change compared last year, mas bumaba siya kasi nga hindi na masyadong travel ang mga Filipino. It's because of this pandemic and for this non-contact revolution that we have right now. Digitally enabled ride-hailing services, an average of $62. Okay, so next would be online food delivery. Yeah, yung online food delivery, 83 million, and that is actually equals to $247.2 million. Yung talagang market ang na-generate. And then for the annual change in the total value of the food delivery market, that would be an increase of 48.5%. And then an average users, that would be $28. Okay, so wow. Okay, for the next one, for the digital marketing, sige, tapusin na natin tong part na to because we really have to focus on this part. Okay, so for the digital marketing, ito na yung dapat natin i-follow, or we really have to be. Ads on social media, it's very important. Yun nga yung ating nakita a while ago, that you have to focus in Instagram, Twitter, and also Snapchat kasi mas maraming mga increase doon. But then, it is also an indication for us na if we're gonna have an ads, if you have, for example, a brand, no need for you to be present all of those platforms, kahit isa lang. Okay? So next would be primary channel for brand. Of course, social networks pa rin yung ating uunahin dyan. Okay? Sila pa rin yung patok. And why social media? Kasi mas tipid compare with the traditional way of marketing. Yung mga billboards or mga flyers or TV ads, mas mahal yun. Compare with the social media that can actually access that, or you may hire a VA or a social media manager that can actually do it for you. So social networks pa rin is the best primary channel for brand research pa rin. Pwede ganun. Okay? So for the value of the digital advertising market, so the digital ads spent almost 558 million. Wow! Here in the Philippines lang to ha. And then for the ads, 260 million. For social media ads, the social media ginamit, $87.79 million. And then that would be for the banners that we use using ads, that would be 72.89. Spend on digital video ads in 2020, and that would be 56.82. Wow. Kalain mo yung ganun kalaki. And then for the spend on digital classified ads in 2020, that would be 79.54. Okay, so for the next one, digital advertising also, value growth. Nag-negative tayo pagdating sa digital ads, negative pa rin tayo pagdating sa comparison last year. And then social media ad spend, no, nag-positive pa rin tayo kasi nga mas marami nag-sign, mas maraming audience, mas na-force tayo na mag-online, and that would get consideration kung bakit. Sa social media ads, positive pa rin siya. Okay, for the digital banner ad spend, negative. And for the digital video ad, positive. For the digital classified ad spend, negative. Okay, so click below, no need for that. And that would be my consideration for this part. And thank you, We Are Social, and also We Are Social and Hootsuite for this detailed report that we have here in this particular webinar. And with that, my key takeaways muna. So let me just pause for a while, and then I'll share with you my key takeaways in this part. Stop muna ako. Okay, so kindly spotlight. Okay, so one thing that I have observed with that data that we have, if you are an online professional, if you are, or you have an agency, you have a business, and you really have to take into consideration that this particular digital age that we have, or this pandemic yung ginawa sa atin lahat, that would be, it shifts an impact kung ano yung naging role sa atin ng this particular digital transformation here in the Philippines. First, that pwede ko ma-share would be with these happenings that we have. First, natuto tayo na makontento, or we have this simple life na tinatawag. So that simple life is actually it made us, or it gives us, kumbaga bumalik tayo doon sa basic ones. So sometimes mga Filipino, or kahit tayo itself, natuto tayo na magplantito, plantita, kasi that is a consideration for us to really have, or we enjoy simple joys, simple life na tinatawag natin. We go to nature, that's the reason why kahit yung mga ginagawa natin is mga simple lang, pero it really brings us the pure joy that we have in ourselves and within our family. Another one is what we call the in-feed intimacy. So yung in-feed intimacy, this has something to do because online ang nangyari, wala tayong, we are in non-contact revolution. Hindi tayo pwedeng magsama-sama muna, bawal ang gathering. But then, although offline tayo, we still have that connection, the intimacy, the in-feed. So when we say in-feed, kumbaga kahit may birthday, pwede pa rin tayo mag-celebrate ng birthday kahit virtual lang. May nagaganap na kasal na online, or whatever, meron pa ngang online lamay, alright? So that intimacy is andun pa rin. But then, yeah, maraming ding natuto in terms of LDR, or what we call, before yung iba ginaniwala sa long-distance relationship, but then with the pandemic, maraming naniwala at nag-work. In fact, yung si Jollibee, nagkaroon siya ng commercial na hindi siya naniwala dati sa LDR, but then with the pandemic, yeah, pwede naman pala, possible naman pala, it worked. Okay, so another one, so sa infinite intimacy, it's being more of human, so a touch of the authenticity, or sometimes a touch of human. For example, yung kaya nauuso ngayon lalo yung mga chatbot. That chatbot alone is a way of connecting to the prospect, to the client. So if you are an agency, if you have a business, you really have to put up and take advantage for the chatbot, because it is a one way of creating and connecting connection to your clients. Paano nga ba, at kailan mo ba ma-consider that you really need a chatbot? If you think na ang mga clients mo, paulit-ulit yung tinatanong nila sa'yo, and then paulit-ulit yung questions na na-encounter mo, that would be a consideration na kailangan mo nang gumamit ng chatbot. Okay? Kailangan mo nang mag-innovate, kailangan mo nang gumamit nun. Kailangan mo na mag-avail. So just make sure that you really are open to those transformations. Okay? Another one is what we call the pop metaverse. The pop metaverses are those yung cross-channel experiences. So although with this pandemic, ang daming nabago, ang daming mga positive things. So nauuso yung mga augmentations, virtual reality, kumbaga yung mga Zoom natin, yung mga virtual background. Even sa atin sa Facebook Messenger, pwede tayo magkaroon ng mga backgrounds or virtual backgrounds, and we have that creative rooms. So those are the things that actually meron tayong mga cross-channels experiences, okay? So that we have, and at the same time, that particular shifting us to be, or to have a digital lives for now, wag natin kalimutan na we have to embrace this digital transformation, especially kung ikaw ay isang business or have an agency. So you really have to, number one, burst your bubble. Kumbaga, wag kang maging comfort. Don't stay in your comfort zone. That's what I'm trying to say, because with this fastest growing audience na meron tayo sa social media, that is a consideration for us na i-embrace natin, i-try natin, and we really have to have that feature, experience natin. And for example, yung TikTok, ang TikTok kasi patok na patok talaga eh. So even politicians, even kahit mga agency or companies, they are actually riding on the bandwagon, yung mga uso. And sometimes, may isang brand talaga na kahit trinay lang yung TikTok but then viral, you can go viral also. So pwede ka magpakilala, and you really are, you really have to try. You really have to embrace it. And then number 2, you have to stand out with purpose. So you really have to make a difference in terms of your product or services that you have. You really have a purpose. Kailangan mong mapakita sa audience mo or sa mismong mga client mo that your brand has something to do or has the benefit pagdating sa kanila. So it's more on giving value. Kailangan natin maparealize yon. And true purpose actually lasts for lifetime. Okay, so not we are just selling for something, but the benefits that we are or that they are going to get from the services or the services or product that we are going to offer. Another one is we have to move with the customer demand. So this is the last one. So the customer demand, kailangan natin mag-adjust because yung customer pa rin yung ating primary reason why we are here, and at the same time, sila yung sinisilbihan natin. And the reason why we are going to bend with our customers' demand, for example, yung kung sila is gusto na nila, with this pandemic, di ba nauso na yung payment option na kailangan online, GCash na. Kung ikaw nagbebenta or you are one or part of the omni-channel na tawag, that would be a consideration for you that you really have to adapt with the changes. So you really have to make sure that kaya mo na mag-provide ng services online. For example, GCash ang payment or kung ano mang payment ang meron si customer na demand, kailangan natin ibigay para sa kanila. Kumbaga, mag-adjust tayo para sa ating mga customers. Kasi that would be a consideration that we really are centering ourselves sa kanilang mga needs and demands. Okay? So, of course, the excellent customer service experience pa rin ang pinaka-lifeblood ng ating business kahit saan parte yan. Okay? And of course, another tip that I can also share is yung page speed will be very important. Kung ikaw may website, make sure na mabilis. You have to revamp your website para mas maganda yung services na ma-offer mo. Kasi pag the more nag-loading yan, ang mga client naiinis na naghihintay sila sa ganun. And then when it comes to the copy of your blogs, the length of your text is not important, okay, anymore. Ang importante sa kanila is how engaging, how they are going to capture your message. Okay, because that is the purpose na gusto nila makuha, the connection, the engagement, the interaction. Hindi na importante ngayon kung gaano kahaba yung copy. Kasi yung mga tao ngayon, mas busy, and at the same time, kulang na yung isang araw sa kanila. Okay? So, it is also important that you really have to make sure when it comes to our digital trend for 2021, kung kayo may mga social media profiles or pages that manage, for example, ikaw man ay merong company or agency, make sure that you have this repurposing of your post. Kumbaga, meron ka dating mga post, those that what we call the evergreen contents, yung pwede mo siyang gamitin today. So pwede mo siyang ipaalala, pwede mo siyang repurpose, pwede mo siyang i-post ulit. It's how you are going to be creative, how you are going to do it. For example, this is our company before, and then this is what we are doing now. Then you will post this, or you will use this as your content, because that is one way for you to really update and repurpose those contents. So you just have to be creative, especially mga testimonials na meron kayo. And then brands will have more power. So brands will have more power in a way na, sabi ko nga, yung mga brands kasi mag-stand out because of their purpose. So it's very important that we really are going to have that relevance, and then dapat engaging pa rin yung ating ginagawa. Paano maging engaging? It's more on the connection and then the purpose that we are going to make pagdating sa ating mga audience. Okay? So just make sure that alam mo kung para kanino, kung sino yung customer mo, and then alam mo kung ano yung ginagawa mo, and then you know what to do, and then you're never gonna go wrong with this digital transformation that we have, even kung ano-ano mang omni-channel that you have here in the Philippines. So it's more on overall our post-COVID scenario now. It's more on a combination of digital omni-channel plus yung traditional natin na brick and mortar. So I hope na kahit paano nakapag-share ako sa inyo ng insights, because that is very important when it comes to this particular time na sana maka-overcome na tayo or makapag-pivot na tayo in this particular scenario and situation that we have. Okay? Thank you very much, and I hope na nag-enjoy kayo, although medyo mahaba-haba yun, and gusto ko talaga makapag-share kahit paano, and that is something to be shared. I hope na nakapag-bigay ako ng insights for those that are watching us right now. Thank you very much. For the FB Live viewers, sasagutin namin. So in as long as we wanted, but then limited yung time natin, nag-overtime kami ng konti, pasensya na. So with that, sige, ako na yung magpo-close with that. Ms. Sydney, hello, good afternoon. Hi, Sydney.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Okay, Sydney,
I'm
baka
really
may tanong
sorry.
ka. Any questions? Although overtime na tayo, but then yeah, I'll gonna entertain some questions. Go ahead. Any questions?
I think, sir, yung question ko dapat is nasagot niyo na from your tips na nasabi. Yes. I'm really sorry about this,
It's all right.
sir.
Okay, sige, sisilipin natin yung mga questions from the FB Live, and then isa-isa na natin yan. So again, thank you very much for attending with this webinar or this session for tonight. This is brought to you by the FOPSCo Academy. If you think you have gotten a value from this particular show, share nyo na to, and at the same time, para mas marami pang makapanood. And don't forget na i-like natin yung mga FOPSCo page channels that we have from Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, of course. And if you found value, again, don't forget to click the notification button para sa mga upcoming webinar that we have. And with this, Ms. Sydney, okay, baka may sasabihin ka, Ms. Sydney, before we end this session.
Nothing, sir. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Sydney. Again, this is Dennis B. Paguio reminding you, here in FOPSCo, we grow together. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great night ahead. Thank you and goodbye.
I hope that here we will all grow together.
We grow together.